Hi, welcome to lesson 4. In this lesson, we're going to talk about the connected pronouns, الضمائر المتصلة. You need to know something. الضمائر المتصلة, the connected pronouns, differ from connected to nouns and connected to verbs and connected to particles. You can find a pronoun connected to a noun, and a pronoun connected to a verb, and a pronoun connected to a particle. In this course, we're going to study only the pronouns that is connected to verbs. And the first thing we're going to study is the past tense. So let's have a look for examples for past, and maybe we can talk about present tense also. In the last lesson, we finished talking about the separated pronouns, الضمائر المنفصلة. Now, let's talk about الضمائر المتصلة, the connected ones. And the connected ones, if I have a verb, like for example, كتب, that's a past tense verb. كتب. And we're going to talk about the past tense verbs later in details. But let's just bear with me, okay? كتب, in order to say كتب means he wrote. And in order to say I wrote, you need to add ta with dhamma. So, when you say I wrote the letter, you say كتبت الخطاب. I wrote the letter. So, you need to know that to, it means I, and it's connected to this one. When you find it connected, so that is kind of pronouns it's called متصلة. However, you need to remember, we are talking about the kinds of verbs that are connected to a verb, and not any verb, the past tense verb, because that will change from a past tense to present. We're going to study this in details. I'm just giving you a very quick glance, a brief, before we get into details. Okay, so you say كتبت, that's المتكلم, the speaker, the first person. Or كتبنا, so كتبنا means we wrote. So كتب plus na. So na, it means we. So كتبت, that means I wrote. And كتبنا means we wrote. That is the first thing, which is ضمير المتكلم. Now let's talk about ضمير المخاطب, the second person, the person that you direct your speech to. You say, for example, أنت كتبت. أنت كتبت. That is for what? That is for a singular masculine. When you direct your speech to a singular masculine. Okay? Singular. Singular masculine. Or أنتِ كتبتِ. So, wait. That means you wrote. You wrote. And it's for a singular masculine. Okay? You wrote, singular masculine. You can say كتبتِ. كتب, and then you add T. كتبتِ. That means you wrote, but listen, it's a singular female. For example, you talk to Sarah, for example, and you tell her that أنتِ أنتِ you can say ذهبتِ. ذهبتِ. You went. أنتِ ذهبتِ إلى المدرسة. You went to the school. أنتِ ذهبتِ إلى المدرسة. Now, what if you talk to or you direct your speech to dual, which is أنتما? You say كتب plus تما. That means you for you wrote for dual. And listen, this dual, either both of them masculine, both of them feminine, or mixed, one of them masculine, one of them feminine. كتبتما. For group of people, you say أنتم كتب plus تم. أنتم كتبتم, which means you all wrote. And this is masculine only or masculine and feminine mixed. أنتم كتبتم. For example, you want to say for a group of people, you traveled. You say أنتم سافرتم. أنتم سافرتم. So, this type of kanji or this type of pronoun that is connected to this word, we consider it as ضمير متصل, connected pronoun. And this is for plural, mixed, or only males. And for girls, you say أنتن كتبتن. كتب, and then you add تن, which means you all wrote, but be careful, that's only for feminine. For example, you talk to a group of girls, you say أنتن أنتن صليتن, you prayed. You all prayed. أنتن صليتن. And this pronoun that is connected to this word, what we are talking about now, the connected pronouns. This is the second category, which is المخاطب. So we finished the first person, المتكلم, ضمير المتكلم, and the second person, ضمير المخاطب. Now we're going to talk about ضمير الغائب. We're going to scroll here. Let's write it down there. Okay. Okay. So ضمير الغائب for example, first is هو. How could you say هو? He wrote. We say هو كتب. And this is the default. This is the default word. The one that is talked about هو. He is. هو كتب. So the one that you don't add anything, it's he. He wrote. You did not add anything to this word. What about here? Here, you say here كتبت. Here كتبت. Here كتبت. So what you actually did is you add ta with sukun in order to say here she wrote. What about the dual? هما. هما, you say ka, ta plus alif. هما كتبا. So that means they wrote for dual. And you know that always dual for both genders. هم كتب كتب بو. You add waw and alif, and this alif is silent. It's the kind of alif that tells you it's a plural. هم كتبوا. So they wrote, and that's plural, mixed or masculine. And then هن كتب, and then you add noon with shadda. هن كتبنا. هن كتبنا. They wrote, and that's plural, females. For example, you can say هو كتب الدرس. هي كتبت الدرس. هما كتبا الدرس. هم كتبوا الدرس. هن كتبن الدرس. In this lesson, we learned how to say, we learned the connected pronouns, but not any connected pronouns. We know that connected pronouns, it can be connected to either nouns or verbs or particles, and the verbs themselves, it can be connected to past or present or future or maybe imperative. We're going to learn that there is an imperative verbs. And in this lesson, we just had a quick view about the connected pronouns that is connected to the past tense verbs. This is for this lesson. Thanks for watching.